Hello and welcome to Braintree High School here for the home opener and the season opener here of the fall sports season. It is field hockey here at Braintree High School. Mike Wasser bringing the coverage between Braintree and Weymouth as we are getting ready for the opening hit. And it will be a rule change this season with all the issues with COVID going on. They are going to play 4 quarters, 15-minute quarters versus the 30-minute halves, as we'll see our first whistle. And another big change is a 7-on-7, 6 players on the field plus the goalie. So that'll be, of course, a big change versus the 11-on-11, which will really open up the space of the field and allow a lot more offense. And also minimize the number of players on the field at once, as Braintree will move it up the field quickly onto the stick of Morris, as Morris drives it towards goal and is kicked out on the initial shot attempt by Braintree. So the Womps and the Wildcats here in game 1 of the regular season. And the two sides will actually play each other again later this week on Wednesday. It'll be a road game at Weymouth. That's kind of how the MIA has started their schedule making, and they're going to play the same teams on one day to minimize the exposure to the number of schools. So pretty unique idea, and it seems like it's probably going to work out pretty well, as Braintree will have a free hit back deep in their own end, where this one will be sent up by Kerry. Back up by Weymouth as they move it into the Braintree end. Off the stick of McCulley. And the whistle, and Braintree will take over as we're a couple minutes in here to the first quarter. Still without a score here between Braintree and Weymouth. So we'll see what type of adjustments need to be made, and there's probably going to be a lot of in-game adjustments, as Braintree will break out with it as Morris now works it over midfield. One of the returning Braintree players, and it will be a Braintree hit, as Morris doesn't get much on it as it's blocked. Still trying to stay with the play, as it's moved back up the field now by Leonard, and it goes out of bounds where Weymouth will have it. .12:40 to go here in quarter 1 between Braintree and Weymouth in a scoreless game. Nice hit cross, as knocked across by Butler. And a good battle. And that was Woods in on the hit for Braintree. As now it's moved up the field by Burchill. And another quick whistle that'll change possession. So a lot of back and forth here early going. Braintree's had the only real scoring chance to this point. Strong defense, and Kerry's made a couple of nice plays in her own end as it's sent back towards the midfield mark, looking for the direction of Sylvia. So a handful of returning players for Braintree, but a lot of graduating players as well. As that one is given away. And Weymouth not able to hit that one cleanly off the stick of Horn. Moving it back towards the midfield mark. Just short of midfield as Braintree backhands it. Another Braintree possession, as this will be Burchill looking to move it into attacking territory. Sends the pass out in front. A good scoring chance here for Sylvia, and she just shoots it wide. As a couple of players go for a tumble, as both Braintree players, both Woods and Sylvia, down on the ground out in front of the net, crashing hard, trying to pocket the opening goal. So a good opportunity for Braintree, the best scoring opportunity here of the game. Birchall sends it out in front. Good passing play, but just out of the reach of Woods. As Sylvia trying to make a quick one-touch pass, and it would have been an empty net to shoot at. So a pretty good start here for Braintree, just 5 minutes into the opening quarter. They've controlled the play. They've had the only couple shots. Sent back out as it's intercepted by Morris. Quick pass for Birchall. And Woods. Here, a lot of the same players' names here during this game with, again, the format with 6 players up front plus the goalie. So 7 players on the field on each side. As Morris scraping away at it. Batting it home and scoring the game's first goal, as Morris has been involved early and has given Braintree the 1-0 lead. So it'll be Morris on the goal from Sylvia. And a very good start as Braintree gets their first goal of the season. So 1-0 lead for Braintree with 8:45 to go here in the first quarter. As that one continues, and a quick pass out in the direction of Sylvia with a lot of open space in front of her. Carrying it up the field and has it knocked off her stick by the strong defensive play. But then it's given right back, and Braintree working it quickly. It's Woods 2-on-0 in front of the net. Trying to get the pass across for Sylvia, who's had a lot of early touches. And this one will go against Braintree on the whistle. And the ball will be sent back the other way. Sent back to midfield, and Weymouth finally onto the Braintree side of the field as they try and carry it over with the play of McCulley, where it's intercepted, and now Braintree breaking out with some speed. As Horn now works it down the far side of the field, and a lot of room here for Woods, looking to use her speed and stick handling. Able to get past the defender with Sylvia now across, sends it in that direction, and she sends it home on a nice redirection as Sylvia scores her first of the season. Now with the goal and an assist here in the early going. So pretty obvious here to start the season who Braintree is going to look for in most games as far as trying to score goals. It's going to be a handful of players up front. Probably going to see a lot of Sylvia with Woods and Morris, and then we've seen Birchall a lot already involved, jumping into the play as well. So Nothing lead with 7:35 to go here in the first quarter. It's been all Braintree here to start this game, as that one hits off the leg of Sylvia, and Braintree will give away possession. Overrun this time, though, by the Wildcats, as that was Butler who overran it. Birchall able to send it back down the field. As now it's sent up by Morris, sent right towards the goal and sent wide of the net. Uni is the goalie for Weymouth. 0-0. Actually have a substitution for Braintree. And you're gonna have to wonder, especially early in the season, the stamina of the teams. Of course, with a lot more space, there's a lot more running. As Birchall now works it up, able to take it creatively out of the air, send it in towards the goal, and it's blocked away on a nice save by Uni. And the backhanded chance now, still wide.
Back to the black line. Black line. Back to the black. Keep going. Back to the 25. Black line. Three more. Bring it in. Play it.
Play set to resume. And with 5:40 to go in the first quarter, as it's mishandled and barreling through and taking possession is Lee, using her aggression and speed. As the pass to the far side, just out of the reach of Joyce, who was trying to make a play on the far side of the field. We've seen some substitutions on the Braintree side. Haven't seen as much on Weymouth side, but they do not look to have as deep of a roster as Braintree does. Braintree's roster almost twice in length, as the hit gets past the Braintree players, as Connor able to get it by a couple of Braintree defenders. As the whistle goes against the Womps.
Yellow line, bring it up. Bring it up. Stop it.
Send it to the Braintree defensive end, picked up. And here comes Lee with Joyce down the far side, trying to go with the self pass instead. As it trickles back to midfield and picked up by Weymouth. As again, it goes in the direction of Lee, who's been getting a lot of early touches since coming in off the bench. And threads a nice pass. Stick to stick, and the shot taken and a save off the shot from Joyce. As Uni again continues to have to be pressured here in the early going. Had to make a handful of stops to keep this one a 2-0 game. Braintree's had a very good quarter here. We're under 4 minutes to go now in the first quarter. The sunshine makes its way out here at Braintree High School on the beautiful back turf behind the high school. Even with the remote learning going on, the kids still having an opportunity to play sports. And so far, Braintree off to a nice start here in game one of their regular season. There will be no playoffs. It'll be a 10-game season. Braintree's in game one as Birchall takes the shot, and a save by Uni on the shot, the rebound, and that one off the post and in as Lee scores. And Braintree takes a 3-0 lead here with 3:15 to go in the first quarter. So Morris, Lee, and Sylvia, the three Braintree goal scorers here in the first quarter. And an excellent start here at home, as Braintree looking to take advantage here on the Weymouth Wildcats, who they will play the first 2 games of the season. Again, I talked about that before, partially the beginning of the broadcast, that it's going to be the same opponent both times during the week, one at home, one on the road. So Monday, Wednesday it'll be field hockey, and then Tuesday, Thursday will be soccer, and that's how they're going to try and manage the number of players interacting and being here at the facility. As we have a collision, Braintree comes away with the ball. Some physical play. As the shot taken, and that one's deflected in front, never made its way through. Rebound, and off the back of the net and in, as Lee scores her second. Braintree strikes for a couple quick goals here, both off the stick of Lee, and a commanding 4-0 lead with 2:45 to go. So Bridget Lee, the sister of Delia, who was a star here on the turf, following right in her sister's footsteps here as the leading scorer to this point here in game one. And now a steal as Lee again with the ball. Weymouth trying to surround and take it away, but Braintree doing a good job controlling. And the spacing, throwing the whistle. Sent up the field and carefully stopped by the defense of Weymouth. Dropped down and stopped by McGarry. Under 2 minutes to go with another whistle. So again, we will play 4 quarters as we're nearing the end of the first. As Downing able to slow it down. Braintree, of course, in their home white uniforms with the blue trim and letters. And a lot of players on this Braintree team also members of the hockey program as well. A lot of similarities between those two sports, as the shot is sent right out in front and on the backhand space, and the shooting lane as that one goes into the net, as that one finds its way home. As Burchill gets the goal. And a 5-0 advantage for Braintree here, a commanding edge. And we're here just in the first quarter. This could be a long game for the Wildcats. And this isn't just the Braintree starters. We've seen them going to the bench as well. So it's good to see Braintree getting a handful of players into the game, especially in game 1. You want to try and get everybody out there and get accustomed to the game. And with minimal practice time, these teams have not had a ton of time to work out strategy and work out how they want to have the games work out for them, game flow and that type of stuff as far as from a coaching point of view. And looks like Braintree's off to a really nice start for head coach Amanda Scully, who's directing this program, and a big hit there. As going down was Marston. Took a pretty big hit. So we're here under a minute to go with 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Braintree off to a 5-0 edge. Final 20 seconds as that one goes out of bounds, and Braintree will take over. One last opportunity here in the final 15 as work down the sidelines, and Braintree looking to get the ball towards the middle of the field, and an opportunity to shoot in the final seconds here with the waning seconds coming. The shot, and that one goes into the back of the net, and is that going to count? I did not see a signal because the clock did end and the quarter has ended. And I'm waiting to see if that was indeed a goal or not. I believe it was, but I have to see if that one will count or not. And they do have it on the board, so that is another Braintree goal. It's a 6-0 lead as we end the first quarter. And that happened very quickly. It didn't look like Braintree was going to get much going in the final seconds, and just sent it across, found some space, and found a goal. As we will take a break in between quarters, as Braintree has dominated the first 15 minutes of play. We'll take a quick break and bring you back quarter 2 after this here at Braintree High School. 6-0 Braintree. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Braintree High School as we are ready for the second quarter. Mike Wassel bringing you the coverage here on BCAM TV, and a quick 6-0 start for Braintree here in 15 minutes of play in their first game of the season here against Weymouth. And a handful of different scorers. Braintree got a couple goals from Lee, Birchill, Morris, and Sylvia all scoring for Braintree in that first quarter. As we move it up the field now, and it's Sylvia back out there. Looks like Braintree will start with pretty close to what they started the game with. It is brought back towards midfield. And in the direction now of Kerry, working it down on the sidelines. Again, we'll have possession as we've played a minute already here in the second quarter. All the goals scored so far in the first quarter. Work back to midfield, and another whistle going in Braintree's favor. So possession will be right around midfield for the Womps. Sent towards the far side of the field, and that'll be out of bounds. Weymouth will take over. It's taken a while to play the ball too, which you wonder why they would be taking so long in the case of trailing on the scoreboard by such a big margin. The referees, of course, being particular about where the ball is going to be spotted. And now it is Morris, back up the field, goes to the backhand, turns around, sends it across for Sylvia. Had the shooting lane and took an extra step, and that clogged it up. As Braintree, with the shot up high off the leg, end up turning it over here. They're sent past the midfield mark. Now into the Braintree end, where it is taken away, but was it out of bounds? And it looks like the call is going to be out off of Braintree, so it will be a Weymouth hit down in front of the Braintree bench. Weymouth will take over yet again. $10:50 to go here in the first half. We're in quarter two. Braintree with all the goals back in the first quarter. We haven't seen a ton of chances here in the second quarter to this point. As is Morris gaining the ball back for Braintree. As Horn will get the hit for Braintree. Actually, it's going to go the other way. So Weymouth will have it just outside the semicircle. As the shot is taken, and the shot is up off the ground, and it will not be allowed, as it's dangerous. As that was in the direction of Birchill. defending for Braintree. Braintree will have it in their own end. As Kerry will now hit it for Braintree. Sliding it across the field. Bradshaw overruns it, loses control of the ball, and gets called for the infraction. Braintree makes a substitution on the fly. Morris coming off the field. And now Braintree with an opportunity to break 2-on-1 as it develops. Bradshaw was up ahead of the play. Sylvia now slows it back down. As it's sent across to the far side of the field. A good battle. As the call going against Weymouth. So Braintree will take the free hit inside the 25. Nice little backhanded feed from Kerry, but too much on it, and it goes out of bounds. Weymouth will have it now after the shot by Braintree went out of bounds. Back behind the net. And the whistle against Braintree again. As Weymouth now will take it. As Higgins gets the ball for Weymouth. Weymouth not wasting time, just sending it right down the field. Fortunately to nobody in particular. The Wumps take it right back. Send it down the sideline. As Weymouth slows it down. And Braintree with a nice pass across the field. And Braintree will have it just outside the semicircle. As Tenney now carries it to the far side.
I get a lot of wise.
And Weymouth take over possession. 7:15 to go. Pretty clean half here to this point. Lots of goals, all by Braintree, but haven't seen anything in this second quarter yet on the scoreboard. Braintree looking to change it. Have a chance here on a 3-on-1. Nice save made. He's kicked out, but right in front here is Woods. Tons of room. Takes the shot and sends it home. And sends it right past Uni, who is down, trying to keep it out. And Braintree makes it a 7-0 advantage. So the first shot was stopped, and the rebound carried out right out in front of the net, and Woods wide open takes care of it. And sends it right inside the far post. Domination for Braintree here in the first half, a 7-0 advantage as they are starting out the season strong. An abbreviated 10-game season, no playoffs. Very important for this Braintree roster, which has a lot of underclassmen. Not many seniors on the team. Braintree able to intercept. And the strong work by Holland. Give credit to everyone within the MIA to put this together, and of course the athletic director Mike Denise was very busy the past month or so, making schedules and of course locking up field time. to give some normalcy to these high school athletes. Five minutes to go here in the second quarter. Weymouth still looking to register their first true shot on net. As it's sent up the field by Holland, trying to get her own pass. As Birchill able to intercept, and now makes a nice pass right up across. It's a 2-on-1 pass, and just out of the reach. Sylvia not able to get the shot off.
I've never understood that.
As the shot goes wide of the net. Good scoring chance for Braintree, but not able to capitalize. Braintree able to intercept again. It's Sylvia working it out in front, goes down. Moves her headgear as well. Weymouth breaking it back, adding a little physical nature into that play. Trying to get something going in their favor. They have not had any offense to speak of. Barely had the ball past midfield. So Weymouth is the opponent for Braintree Athletics this week. See girls soccer here at home and boys soccer on Thursday. So it'll be a busy week. As the pass out in front, the shot taken, and Holland able to squeeze it through the goalie's pads. And Braintree with their second goal of the quarter, and now a 8-0 lead. So everybody getting involved for Braintree. It hasn't been just a one-player attack. It's been just about everybody getting involved on the fields. You know, a lot of touches, a lot of different goal scorers. Six different goal scorers for Braintree. Lee with a couple, the only duplicate scorer for Braintree. So going against Braintree again. As Braintree will have the ball. So Horn now will send it up the field. Sliding across to her defense. As Carey takes it. And Braintree now with some quick passing. That is over the midfield mark. Tenny now swings it across. It's blocked down. Braintree's favor. And another whistle to give it away. Out in front was Hannigan trying to make a play for Braintree, but calling it the other way. And now the pass, and here it is again with Holland, and she's denied in front. As the pass to the far side, redirected and kicked out by Uni, who has made about 8 or 9 saves here in the first half, but has surrendered a lot of goals. Not necessarily her fault, of course. Defense has allowed a lot of space, but this is going to be a much different year because there's a lot more territory for the players to work with, and the team with the stronger attackers are really going to have the advantage because we'll have a lot of room to work with, especially on the offensive side of the field. And that one goes out of bounds on the shot.
But I appreciate it, really, and I'll take a picture when I get everything out. Probably next week. All right? Thank you.
Final minute and 20 seconds here of the first half. As that one is off the stick of Holland, who had a chance to take it away. Braintree does have possession now at midfield. and they'll have the hit just shy of it by Horn. He slips it across, and here they go again. So Holland really had some good run in her time here in the second quarter. Braintree able to capitalize late in the first quarter, scoring in the final seconds to make it a 6-0 game. We've seen a couple goals here in the second quarter as we play in the final 40 seconds. Up the field, and an opportunity for Weymouth finally onto their side of the field as Butler has it knocked away by the Braintree defense. And Horn now slipping the pass up across. And that one taken by Weymouth, but given back quickly. Shot taken and is blocked, still loose, and the save is made, and the first half has come to an end. And it's been all Braintree. They had 6 goals in the first quarter to really open it up, and 2 goals added to it in the second quarter, an 8-0 lead, and again 6 different goal scorers for Braintree here in the first half as they lead 8-0 here after a half of play. We'll be back for third quarter action here at Braintree High School right after this.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Welcome back to Braintree High School as we are ready for third quarter action. Mike Wasser bringing the coverage here on BCAM TV, and an 8-0 advantage for Braintree after 30 minutes of play. 2 more quarters and a half in total left here in this one. We're trying to get something started. See if the little break in between halves has allowed them to get something started. Both sides scrapping for the ball, and Braintree comes away with it. Good battle again here at midfield. It's Tenney working hard for Braintree, and that is Leonard able to get it away for Weymouth. Taken away by Tenney, who slips it on the backhand up the field. The reach of Holland. And now it'll be Braintree moving it up the field as Hannigan will work it. Actually gives way now as the defense will play it up instead. Braintree will have it still as we've played a minute and a half here in the third quarter. Downing with a little aerial pass that finds its way in the backhand of Holland. And a nice save made by the blocker as Uni able to make the stop. So Braintree ball. We've played a couple minutes already here in this third quarter. We'll see if we see much more of the Braintree starters here in the second half. A commanding advantage. As Tenney takes the shot, it's blocked. Never finds its way to goal. As it's moved up the field by Weymouth. And controlled now by Birchill on the far side. As the shot by Hannigan just goes wide to the left of the net on a decisive shot that just missed. Play continuing. Strong work by Hannigan, able to block it down. And whistle occurs against Braintree. Braintree with it in midfield. Tenney swings the pass across the field. So play it back to the defense. Whistle against Braintree. Number of whistles starting to increase here in this third quarter. Braintree will have the ball here on a free hit as it's carried up by Tenney, trying to slip the pass through the legs of the defender, and Hannigan works it across. The direction now of Holland, and a kick save made as Uni with the stop. And again, it's kicked out, but Braintree able to keep the pressure on. Now the shot taken, and the shot and a goal as Birchill gets her second here of the game. So substitution on the Weymouth side as they change out their defense. With 9.5 to go in the first game of the season in quarter 3. Braintree getting their first goal here of the third quarter just moments ago to extend to a 9-0 advantage. Far side of the field, and Braintree with an opportunity here. And a quick whistle. So a couple of numbers that are different here on the uniforms. Trying not to misidentify anybody, but based on the roster I have here, some of the numbers I know are incorrect. But Braintree is deep into their bench, so we'll see. This could even be potentially a JV player entering in. Carried up by Braintree. Here's Tenney. Slips the pass across and it's kicked out. Uni continuing to stay aggressive in her goal. She's actually made a couple of really nice saves in this game. Has allowed the 9 goals, but made probably 15 saves. Braintree, of course, has peppered the net. You don't see too many high-scoring field hockey games because it's pretty tough generally to score a lot of goals, but I think this season is going to be much different with the number of players on the field. 6 players for each side plus the goalie, which means there's a lot more space than there normally is. And it looks like Braintree has taken that into effect here as they have completely showcased their offensive skill set. The defense, of course, has been great, but really overshadowed by how good the offense has been. And it's been a lot of different players, too. It hasn't just been 1 or 2 star players. A lot of high school programs will have 1 or 2 really standout players, but this Braintree team has shown that they have a pretty deep team. This is an opportunity now in Weymouth, a chance for their first goal of the season. Here on a break, shot and a save made, and the rebound is shot and stopped as the first shot of the game for Weymouth comes here, and denied out front was Higgins on the breakaway. Excellent stop in goal. So Higgins, who had just had that excellent scoring opportunity on the breakaway, takes the free hit, and Braintree takes away possession now. Just carried up the field, and now Braintree will have their own breakaway, as Hannigan will have a chance if he can corral the ball. Does corral it now, and sends the shot, and sends it wide. But he took a little bit too much time to try and settle that one down. They get the shot off, but not on net. So both sides trading breakaways, neither side able to capitalize and score. Braintree will retake possession. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Braintree has added 1 goal to their lead from halftime. It's 9-0. Will have it, and Downing will take the free hit. With the aggressive hit, but Wildcats called for a dangerous hit. As Braintree will have it now, here in the final 4 minutes. Has worked across. Work it out in front of the net. And settle down. And Braintree called another whistle. So Weymouth had their first grade A scoring chance just about 2 minutes ago on a breakaway, but Higgins was denied. And Braintree able to keep their shutout intact. Jackal playing a lot of goal last year, making some timely saves. Braintree made a run in the postseason. Got a new team, a lot of new faces, and Braintree still with a very successful opening game. Off to what is expected to be a good season for Braintree, but the expectation is try and really build from what Braintree started last year, and of course losing a handful of key offensive threats. Try and build up the younger talent and get ready for the future. Braintree's future looks very bright right now, as this one is knocked away off the stick of Downing, but she will continue to play the ball for Braintree. Now a chance as Hannigan slides the pass across for McDonald, and the shot goes just wide.
Oh yeah, I was looking for you. Thank you, Julia. No problem.
Minute and a half to go here in the third quarter, as Hannigan, who's got a lot of good touches here in this third quarter, has not scored a goal, but has had a couple of good scoring opportunities. Sent back towards midfield as Weymouth again trying to send Higgins, who had that breakaway chance for them. Couple of dekes made by the Wildcats as it's passed up the field, and Braintree able to block it down. Good strong stick work, and here comes Higgins again, but overruns it, and Braintree will take it back as the pressure is kept on, and Weymouth looking to capitalize here in the final half minute. They gotta hurry though. 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter in a 9-0 game. Shot taken and blocked. Good work by the Braintree defense, as that one was stopped here in the final 10 seconds. Carried up by Braintree here in the final 5 seconds. Chance here for something from midfield, and Cox will not get the shot off, and the third quarter will come to an end here at Braintree High School, and Braintree adds one more to their total, a 9-0 advantage after 45 minutes of play here at Braintree High School. A quick break in the action, and we'll bring you back the fourth and final quarter right after this. Welcome back to Braintree High School here on the side turf. We are ready for fourth quarter action here in game one of the regular season. And all Braintree off to a commanding 9-0 lead after 3 quarters of play. And Braintree has pretty much played their bench the entire second half to this point. Weymouth, again, with not that big of a roster, so they're playing most of their continued starters early in the game, and they only have one goalie listed on their roster, so their goalie remains in the game. Braintree will have it here. And 8 goals for Braintree in the first half, and 6 of those came in the first quarter. So it was really the start in that first 15 minutes that really opened this one up and put the game away for Braintree, and never looked back. They haven't scored as many goals, obviously, since that first quarter, but they haven't needed to. They're taking their advantages, and whenever their chances are there, they're shooting, and all different players getting involved for Braintree. See goals and assists by all different numbers out there, which is a good sign for Braintree to see a lot of the players getting involved and being very aggressive in their time on the field. As Braintree will have the ball. I've been very impressed by the way Braintree has played. Again, they'll play Weymouth again the next game on the road. So Weymouth, of course, hoping that they can learn a few things here from this one and have a better attack on Braintree the next time the two teams meet. As this is going to be a chance here for Safale. Braintree works it down the side. McClory now looking to get involved. Chance now for Weymouth back the other way, as they had a partial break, flipping the pass across as Weymouth looks for their first goal. Onto the stick of Mulkern. Mulkern now down in the far corner. We'll wait for something to happen here. And finally it is Weymouth getting ready for their hit. I've not seen anybody pick the ball up with their hand. They've all used their sticks, trying to avoid touching the ball, which of course is a big issue during this sport with COVID going on. And they're following a lot of strict protocols in order to follow the guidelines put in place by the MIAA. If you haven't seen field hockey before, if you're new to the sport, or if this is the first time you have really watched, this is much different than it usually is due to the fact of the numbers of players on the field for each side. Usually 7 on, well, there's 7 playing right now for each side, including the goalie, but usually there's 11. So that's a big difference. Then, of course, you generally will see penalty corners, but we have not seen that. We'll see penalty corners pretty often during a game, and we have not seen any of those as well. So a couple of changes that you're used to if you know the sport, and due to the pandemic, we are not seeing those specific plays or those specific rules put in effect. Braintree moves it up the field. Carried up by Cox, and it's given back. That one hits a Braintree leg, and we'll see another hit. So Horn will get another chance. Sends it up again. Off of a Braintree stick towards the far boundary, and it goes out of bounds.
Maroon, deflection white. Maroon side. Maroon side, deflection off white. Maroon. Maroon side.
So, just about 10 minutes to go here in the game. So play getting set to resume once the ball is put on the ground properly. And this is where it's going to resume, because it was deflected out of bounds by Braintree. And now it's Weymouth. They've had a little bit more offense in this second half, but still have not found a goal. Had 2 shots. Braintree's been able to stop. The pass is taken away. Braintree was trying to move it out. Weymouth making some changes on the fly, and of course there's a lot of things that have happened during the game that generally would only happen during stoppages, but this is occurring during consistent play. Braintree will take over again. Braintree has not had the ball over midfield in a little while. Trying to change that as that hits a Braintree leg off of Cox, and Weymouth continuing to rotate players. Trying to find a goal here towards the end of this game. It's been pretty good first game. Haven't seen many issues playing with the new rules, and Braintree, of course, out to a commanding 9-0 lead. 6 of those goals in the first quarter. Another change that I had mentioned during the broadcast is that they have changed, instead of playing 2 halves, it's actually 4 quarters, 4 15-minute quarters instead of 2 30-minute halves. 7:40 to go here in the game. As the pass, and now it is going to be Leonard trying to make a play for Weymouth. Braintree breaking it back out. And the call in favor of Braintree. They'll send it out of their own end. Pass is on target. Braintree works it to the middle of the field. There's McClory now with a chance here on a 2-on-1. With McDonald out there as well. And deflects off of Braintree's foot, I believe, and that's where the call was going to go. As Weymouth again changing, as is Braintree. Sides making lots of changes. Seen a lot of different players, especially here in the second half, and even more in this fourth quarter. As again, it is McClory who's had a couple of opportunities here with the ball on the Braintree side of the attacking field. Dangerous swing, but play goes out of bounds, and Braintree will take over here in the final 6 minutes. That one was stopped nicely by the Weymouth defender. As McGarry now sends it up the field, and here comes Weymouth looking for some transition. As that was Mulkern trying to get something going. And Weymouth will continue with the ball.
Bring it up. Bring it up. Drag it up. Drag it up. Drag it up. Drag it up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Stop it. Give her 5 from that point. Give her 5. Play. Didn't hit it. Okay. Deflection off White. It's going to be a maroon ball.
So that one going out of bounds. Weymouth will continue to have it.
On the line.
Here in a 9-0 game. Majority of the goals scored in the first half. Just 1 here in the second half. All 9 by Braintree. 6 of them back in quarter 1. And the starters have not played really at all here in the second half. And if some of them have, it's been very few minutes. Braintree has opened up the bench, and I would imagine just about everybody's been out there at this point. Anybody at least available to play. With the chance here. 4.5 to go in the game. And they will have a chance for Connor. As the shot deflects wide, but there was a whistle before it anyway. And it will be a Braintree ball. Braintree bringing another sub in as Marston checks back into this game. Start back in the first half. As it's worked up the sidelines nicely by Cox. Trying to send it across. The pass on target for McClory. And it will be continued possession for Braintree, just shy of the semicircle with 3:20 to go. Weymouth not attacking, Braintree getting ready for the pass. Sending the pass in the direction of Marston. As Marston loses control of the ball. This is knocked away by number 4 Byrne for Weymouth. As Braintree breaks through. Here's a 2-on-1 out in front of the net as the shot is taken and a kick save made. Nice stop by the Weymouth goalie. He's allowed just the 1 goal here in the second half. As Weymouth able to get to it first with a strong hustle by Connor. And with 2.5 to go, probably will not see a ton more scoring chances, but Weymouth hoping to get one here. And again, here is probably one of their best players, Higgins. Had their best opportunities, is kicked out, and Weymouth now looking for another shot, and they can't get it on net. Two minutes left here in the first game of the season. First fall sports game here at Braintree High School, and it looks like this could be a nice start for Braintree as they'll face Weymouth again in the following game, as we have a push against Braintree, which will give Weymouth an opportunity, and they're trying to find something here late in the game. Have not created a goal yet, but they've had some chances here in the second half. Much better second half for them, as they've had a little bit more possession, and of course they've had some scoring chances, none better than a breakaway that was denied. And we may not see a better chance than that in this game. Both sides actually traded breakaway chances, and neither side actually scored on them. That was back at one point, I believe, in the third quarter. Braintree now works it back up here in the final 60 seconds. Swung towards goal and off the outside of the net. So it will be a Weymouth ball, and they're in no specific hurry here. With the game, of course, well in hand in favor of Braintree. Open the season with a 1-0 start. So, of course, playoffs not a part of this season, and we'll see if moving forward, when we head towards the winter sports season, we will see playoffs. But as of now, they have said there will be no fall sports playoffs, so it'll just be the 10-game regular season, which makes it much different playing just regular season games. Of course, it's great for the kids to play, but there's no specific championship that you're playing for. As we are here in the final seconds, and this is going to do the game right now as it ends in a 9-0 final, as Braintree with a very easy win here today. It was a 6-0 first quarter lead that really opened the gates, and Braintree didn't look back. 2 more in the second quarter to lead 8-0 at half, and then 1 more in the third. Nothing here in the fourth quarter, and Braintree with a nice win here today in their first regular season game. Again, these two teams will play in a couple days at Weymouth, and Braintree with a nice 9-0 win. Lots of different goal scorers here today, but Braintree getting a couple goals from Burchill and Lee to lead the way. A lot of different scores as well, with Woods, Sylvia getting on the board, Holland, Morris, and a handful of others, as Braintree with a nice win here today, a 9-0 final and a 1-0 record for Braintree here after one game of their regular season. So even though this is just the first game of the season, Braintree looked pretty good. And even though they hadn't had a ton of time together practicing, but they had a strong game here to open the season and a nice 9-0 win to start the season for head coach Amanda Scully. So for the final time here, Braintree with a nice win over Weymouth. On behalf of our camera person here today, John Afanos, I'm Mike Wassel. We'll see you next time.